They say the smallest acts can spark the greatest change. But who would believe that a beggar with nothing to give could one day transform a whole town using nothing but a smile? It was a hot afternoon. The station buzzed with travelers rushing past, the clatter of trains, the hum of voices, and the shouts of vendors selling tea. On the steps sat a frail beggar. His clothes were torn, his hands were dusty, and his face showed years of weariness. His tin cup rattled with only a few coins. He stretched out his hand, repeating the same words he had said 1,000 times. "Please, help the poor. Just one coin." Most people walked past. Some dropped a coin without looking at him. Others avoided his gaze entirely. One evening, a well-dressed shopper slowed down near him. Instead of giving money right away, the man stopped and looked into the beggar's tired eyes. He said softly, "Why do you only take? Why not give something back?" The beggar blinked, confused. "Give? Sir, I have nothing." The man smiled. "Yes, you do. You can give a smile. Offer your kindness. It may be worth more than money." With that, he dropped a coin and walked away, leaving the beggar deep in thought. That night, the beggar lay awake on the cold stone floor of the station. The shopper's words echoed in his mind. "Give a smile." The next morning, as people hurried past, he tried something new. Whenever someone dropped a coin into his cup, he looked up, lifted his head high, and gave them his brightest smile. Not a weak, forced smile, but a real one, warm, full of gratitude, reaching all the way to his eyes. To his surprise, a woman who gave him a coin paused, smiled back, and said, "Thank you." Another man laughed gently and said, "That's the best thing I've received all day." Word spread quickly. People began saying, "Go to the station. There's a beggar who sells smiles." Travelers, workers, and even children passing by would stop, not just to give a coin, but to see his smile. Some came with heavy hearts, but left lighter, carrying his joy with them. His tin cup grew heavier each day, but more than the money, something far greater happened. The beggar began to feel human again. His smile was no longer just an act. It became his identity, his strength, and his way of giving back to the world. Weeks turned into months. The beggar's eyes sparkled with life. His posture changed. He was no longer invisible. People remembered him, not as the poor man sitting on the ground, but as the man who sold smiles. Some said their mornings weren't complete without seeing his face light up. Shopkeepers greeted him warmly. Strangers became friends. Every coin he received now carried respect, not pity. One evening, as the sun painted the sky gold, the same shopper who had once given him advice returned. He watched from a distance as people gathered, laughing and exchanging smiles with the beggar. The man approached and asked, "So, did you find something to give after all?" The beggar bowed his head slightly, his lips curving into the very smile that had changed his life. "Yes," he said, "I gave what I had, and it gave me back more than I ever dreamed." And so, the beggar discovered a truth many of us forget. Even when we think we have nothing, there is always something to give. A smile costs nothing, yet it holds the power to change hearts. Sometimes, that simple gift can transform not only the world around us, but also the person within us.